All right, all right. Looks like we're live here on the show. Get a couple of people filed on in for this one. I don't know how many of you are in here. I know our Twitter lives are having some difficulty regarding that, but if you're able to join us on YouTube, thanks for joining. Highly, my goodness, what is this? Champions League games finished. Arsenal drawing to Wolves. Oh my goodness, Calafiori in stoppage time. Everyone filter on in. I'm trying to get the link up on Twitter. Doesn't look like Santangelo will be joining us today, unfortunately. He's still at work, so it'll just be me. So you guys feel free to send in a bunch of comments below. Here we go. You know what? Why is it doing that? Trying to see this at the moment. I apologize, everybody, for that. Mute that. Grab this. Put this here. Everybody, give your comments quickly on the game. Come on in. Back to Milan versus Como. Oh, we got a comment in here. Who is it? Who is it? My guess is Diego. Oh, we are frozen. Good, good, very good. Very good. Gotta love it. Complete Google Chrome shitting the bed. Unfucking believable. Useless. I don't even know if you guys can see me. I have to go to my phone now. Is this even working? It says it's working. Yeah, John, I could see it. Guys, I have to go. Am I even coming through? Yeah, this is my Google Chrome is not working, so everything for me is frozen at the current moment. So if people are commenting, keep those comments coming. I'm gonna just have to restart my Chrome right now and hopefully, get back in here because this is just a disaster. So this is stupid. Can you guys hear me? See me? What's going on? Jeez Louise. Apologies once again for that. We should be in here now. John, I see you. Ryder, I see you. Not gonna have as many people in here as I anticipated just because of what's happening with this stupid Twitter glitch. So just a really devastating sort of situation. Devastating is an exaggerated word. But either way, I think that the word devastating would be used for the result today. So I'm going to basically try and figure this out in terms of what's going on here. So Lautaro Martinez has a little issue with his calf. Horacio, ciao. How are you doing? How is everyone else doing today? Sorry, I'm scrambling and babbling like a fucking idiot. I'm tired of shit nonsense. This is so stupid. All right. Appreciate you guys. John, thank you for the comment. But yeah, let's get into it. There's 35 or so of you. Unfortunately, everyone that's usually on Twitter with us cannot tune in. Yeah, so let's start it off with that first half. I think for the most part, it was a little back and forth. Como had some better chances, opportunities from creating from open play. Milan once again playing with two forwards who are non-existent in terms of Leão not being healthy. And in Nkunku, I don't even know what's been happening the past three halves or whatever that he's played. He has been poor the majority of the season. Had a little pocket and burst of when he was playing well, but as a whole, no. I can't do it. You have to call a spade a spade. He's not even close to being good enough right now. For me, what I am seeing with him is a player who's not only out of position, he doesn't fit or understand tactically where he has to go. How he played against Bologna was his best performance of the season. He needed to build off of that. He needed to show consistency. From what I am seeing, he is not adjusting well. And whether or not we want to blame him being out of position, him not playing with the proper person, right? Him and Leão is not a good combo. It is not a good combo. I think we've known that. I think we've seen that. So to have it be confirmed once again is not surprising. I mean, Loftus-Cheek not going to be able to play, right? Because he picks up an injury. Shocker there. Pulisic, not 100%. Fulkrug, I would go with Fulkrug and Nkunku. But with Max, and I guess how he's viewing it is, you need to put somebody in there to, run, move. It's tough because Milan play once a week this season. You have to take full advantage of this. You can't win the league this way. This match is a result as a whole, right? With Como this year and how good they are. 4 points total from it. It's not something I hate. Okay, it's not really a poor situation when it comes to that. But what I'm saying is, when you need a win, when you need to play well, when you need to pull something out of your ass, this team has not really done that. This undefeated streak all the way back to August still exists. There were positives today, but when the whole is 8 points against Inter and you had that game in hand, so I believe we're 7 points behind them now, right, guys? It's just frustrating. And the worst part is, with Bodo Glimt today, destroying Inter 3-1. Hakan is injured. We'll see if Lautaro is injured. For some reason, if Inter get eliminated from the Champions League, it is all but guaranteed over. Milan need Inter to progress into the Champions League to hope that they get tired legs and dropped out points. So that was kind of the overall performance on Nkunku there for me. So moving on towards the midfield and the rest of the players today, I thought Tomori was shaky, not really strong. I don't know why Pavlovic was subbed off. Maybe we'll have some quotes or interesting comments regarding that. As far as the midfield goes, if you guys saw my video, I'm patting myself on the back. I asked not only for Yashardi to start, I was hoping that Yashardi and Richie would play. I know quite a few of you had commented that on the YouTube short as well. And lo and behold, we saw that today. I will start with the negative, right? With Richie, in my opinion, not one of his stronger games. I thought he was kind of outmatched in this. It was frustrating to kind of see him not kind of be timid, but not aggressive enough in situations to win the ball back, something that Fofana does well. And why Richie isn't naturally a like-for-like replacement of what Fofana brings. He is just totally differently coded, in my opinion, than some of the other players that we have in midfield. He's not the same as nobody's Modric, right? He's not Yashadi with that motor. He's more of a horizontal type of player who can swing in crosses. Has to be the right matchup. Como, maybe not the best of ones, but to just see that midfield trio, I guess, for Max was important. How does Richie line up with Modric and Yashadi, right? All different types of players. Today, Richie, not his best performance. I thought he was subpar, the worst of the three in the midfield. Now, Modric, nothing left to say there, right? Like, guy's just a baller week in, week out. Fine performance from him. Nothing extraordinary, but still. Now we sit and we talk and we discuss. Look, when it comes down to it, guys, he is really something as a player, Yashardi. And I'm not saying like this is like a special talent, this or that. He just brings a totally different energy to this team in midfield when he plays. The Rabios and Modric's of the world, they're under control. They press. They make things look easy, right? Their demeanor is different. The way Yashari works And I'm saying working off the ball, aggressive. Lose it, okay. If he does lose it, it's in the final third. Him in tight spaces today, and this is a good comment. By I don't even know what to say, but you got a lemur in your picture, so we'll just go with lemur. What Yashadi did today in tight spaces, I could see where you're coming from, right? Because he's losing the ball in certain spots. But I said this at halftime, and I think I said this in my short that I had posted, which I also had to get uploaded, but there's no Santangelo to help me here with speaking. Um, when Yashadi was giving the ball away, it was okay where he gave it away. In other words, Como's final third. I can live with that. I can live with not really having you know, the greatest of execution in the final third, but it's just being aggressive in there. It's creating balls vertically over the top. What we saw with his assist in that goal to Rafa. He was good in that first half. I actually don't agree with this at all. I thought he was the best midfielder in that first half. You could even argue he was Milan's best player in that first half. For me, what I see from Yashari, win the ball back, go forward, go towards goal. That's what every single player, in my opinion, in this sport, unless you're a defender, should be doing. Or unless you're a real deep number 6 defensive midfielder, that's not your job. What Yashari did every time he got the ball, moving it up forward, because you need to score goals. You need to win free kicks. You need to win corner kicks. I just thought he encapsulated all of that. I really, really don't agree. Really don't agree at all. I don't think we were watching the same first half, Miko. No disrespect. Your opinion, that's fine. I did not see that. I think, and I'm not saying this was a great performance from Yashari, but it was very obvious he was one of the better players. I don't think he was poor in that. I think there's absolutely things that he needs to work on. Not a elite performance, but definitely above average. Definitely performing in this space of, you lose Rabiot for this one. Did the replacement step up? And I say yes. I thought Yashadi ends up getting the assist. That's all him. Vinny, great comment. Let me just kind of like post this video real quick while you guys just flood them in. So you guys have to bear with me today in regards to that. I totally was not anticipating that. So once I get this upload for this match, guys, so we'll just get Vinny's comment up here. So Vinny, you mentioned poor on set pieces. I was screaming today at my television watching that. And I know exactly what you're referencing, because here's the issue. When we had a couple of set pieces in the second half, sending in crosses, I think Modric was on one, Bartizagi on another, just the run and timing of the entire group. You're just sitting there saying, what the F was that? What the hell was that? Not even deep sending in cross. Nobody's lined up. Just not good, man. We should be better on, free kick set pieces. Today, not really good. What's this? Salamaker sub was much needed in today's game as he changed that right side so much, but he tends to lose his head. I actually I missed it because my shit was freezing, but everyone was saying that he deserved the second yellow. I didn't go back to watch it. For me, with Salamakers, his aggressiveness, his tendency to be aggressive like that at those levels, just always a feisty player. It's bound to happen. You're bound to have a situation like that. There's no denying it. So yeah, I think that's a real important note. Pulisic not healthy either. That's just the problem with this team. Just keep on getting these comments going. I apologize again if this is slow. If there are any Boston fans in here, what did you guys think of Tom Brady showing up? Because I'm sure that was a very happy thing for you guys regarding that. So, I mean, him sitting in there, I can't even imagine what he saw or what his ideas or thoughts were the second he saw that, Manyan pass, because my God, I couldn't even believe that. Just Manyan making that pass was just insane to me. I totally agree with this comment. Coney DeWinter today, I thought, had another really strong, positive match. Best of the defenders once again. Another match to build off of. Really happy about that. I can't even say or comment on this because you have no healthy forwards. And at the end of the day, you have no chance at winning anything or changing up to a front three if you don't have the players for that. That's what it is. That's just the facts, right? They do not have the players. We just see a comment about Christian Pulisic not being able to play a full 90 minutes. No, he doesn't. He actually owns a piece of Birmingham, but in town probably for the Olympics. Uh, so who am I getting to here? Um, yeah, that's what I've been saying, Rocco. I've been saying that Yashadi has an 8 tested out. Was in the latest video. I said the same thing. Tomori today, to me, way too shaky. Game with little to no chances. I think the name of the game today was what goalkeeper made a stupid mistake, because it's both at fault. Both teams today could sit there and say to themselves, "Shouldn't have lost that. Shouldn't have drawn that. Shouldn't have conceded. Shouldn't have done it." Oh, that's a lot of water spilling out. So disaster. 100% of second yellow, fully hacked and benefiting from the same VAR protocols. Hey man, yeah. See, like this is it's an issue league wide. Let's see. There was another comment. Um, yeah, I mean, hard to argue with it. Our best chance in a while for a title. Today's Ash Wednesday. For all you Catholics, make sure you don't eat meat. I didn't fuck up today, so I did good. Yeah, Rocco, that's what we were saying earlier. And Nkunku just completely useless with that. So again, when Yashadi had that assist, guys, I just got to say, this pass to him and the timing of the run by Rafa, who Rafa is not 100% almost every single time we sit there and say to ourselves, Rafael Leão, after all this time off, still not looking healthy. That tells you one thing, he's not going to be healthy the rest of the season. However, some of the best players in the world, some of the best players of all time, make something out of nothing. And what I saw from Rafael Leão today with that goal was a player who does something out of nothing. He cannot move. He cannot run. He cannot ball carry the same way that we're accustomed to. So within situations like that, when you are limited, you rely more on your brain, and that leads you to opportunities that you usually don't have, right? Because you're relying on your athleticism, you're relying on your physicality, your mobility. He's limited in all those areas, right? How we see players evolve when their body starts to age and turn on them. For me, Rafael Leão today scoring this goal, I think actually helps him in the long run because it shows to him what you need to do when your body isn't working. How can you make an impact on a game? And he did not have a great match. And I think everyone knows that. And I'm not expecting great 90 minutes from him because I don't think he's going to be healthy the entire season. However, can you come up with moments of greatness? And today he did that. I'm not saying they're going to win the Scudetto. I don't think that's really in the palm of their hands. They didn't drop any points against Napoli and Roma, who are top 4 competitors. They gained a point on Juventus. I'm trying to take positives, guys. I don't have many. But for me, with Rafa, making something out of nothing, good enough, man. Good enough. I can't expect too much. It's devastating. It's tough. And I refuse to say anything negative about Magnan any further than what has happened. Guys make mistakes. No players are perfect. But yeah. What would be the ideal lineup? I think for him, he sees everything as fit right now. Maybe a Shadi for Fofana, but it's Pavlovic or maybe De Winter with Gabia. I personally would add Pavlovic, Gabia, De Winter, sit Tomori. I'd sell Tomori this summer. I like Tomori, but I'd sell him. I sell him. Loftus Cheek. I'm selling. I also think he probably does put Fofana. I prefer Yashadi in that role alongside with Modric, then Rabiot, Bartezaghi, and then Salamakers obviously on the other wing back. And then I guess Pulisic Leão if fully healthy. But I just don't think they're that good of a duo like that. I don't think they really play off of each other in that way. I don't think a lot of the forwards on this Milan side can play with each other. I think it's like Fulkrug and right. Maybe Santi Jimenez when he comes back, but just I think Santi and Fulkrug are in their final months with the club. I find it really hard to believe that Santi Jimenez will stay. I have to be stunned by that. So with that, listen, guys, I am a pessimist. If most of you know me by now, I try and be objective, and if I see positives, I will say and speak on the positives. There's 13 matches left with a 7-point gap. 13 matches with a 7-point gap. Can Milan win the Scudetto? I say it's going to have to take a miracle. You absolutely have to win the derby. And even then, say they keep pace with Inter right now, they would still be 4 points off. There's 13 matches left to play. Crazier things have happened. Maybe Inter slips up. Milan have still yet to slip up. That's their 9th draw of the season. It is not good enough in terms of results and winning. Inter have 5 more wins. It's just not even close in that regard. Milan defensively have played well enough, not winning or not preventing goals from being conceded that should never exist, i.e. today, Cremonese, Parma, and they have Parma up next in this next one. That's the margins right there. You just can't do it. It's frustrating because I say this. I think this is their best opportunity to win the title for a little bit. As far as how I've seen this ownership run the club, how I've seen the CEO run things, I am not confident in saying we got a shot to challenge next year or the year after. Maybe things can change. I hope to be wrong. But what I'm seeing when we're playing once a week, not good enough, not healthy enough. Health is a year-to-year thing. Pulisic has a history of it. Santi, this is his real first big injury like that. Leão doesn't really have a history of it. Inter have been the better team for a decade now over Milan for the most part, outside of 1 year. They've finished higher than Milan pretty much every single year except one. That's the story of it. The better team has been winning. The better ran club has been winning. Milan are neither of those things. I think we all know, if you've been around for the past 15 years, at least the past 15 years, right? You would know at the bottom of your heart the reality of the situation. And that is, we can't get out of our own way. And this current situation isn't necessarily hell like 10 years ago. It's more like purgatory because we know we could be so much better. And we don't have these financial constraints that we had 10 years ago. Those are non-existent. This shouldn't be the case. And I know it's beating a dead horse every single live, every single stream that they drop points or not drop points. But this is where it hurts. This is where it's impacted, right? Where do Milan mess up? Where do Milan fall behind? It's moments like this. It's games like this where you don't have enough as an entire squad, that pure quality of a striker that could win you a match. Like Lautaro, Pio, like all these other offensive players that Inter have depth-wise. Boni's been great. Lautaro, Thuram has had a poor season. But you get the point. You can't do this. You can't do it like that. It's unsustainable. Few comments here. No, keep Bartezaki where he's at, bro. You don't want a stupid yawn in there. Why? Because Max is a maniac. Maybe, Ryder, I see where you're coming from. But stylistically, I don't think they're a perfect fit, and especially in Serie A. Could they be better than what we've seen? Absolutely. I think that's plausible. What you're saying makes sense. It's just, I just don't see it. Mike has been our best player. Yeah, that's really all it is, man. Scudetto is decided by the derby. Here's how I kind of view it. And we had Ahmed Badir on, so you guys can go and check that out. The derby thing is, and Badir makes a great point, you need Inter to slip up. Maybe they do slip up between now and the derby. The derby's on the 8th. We need another side in Serie A to help. No one's helping. They're unbelievable. This is again similar. They're going to win a third title basically where we finish second, which makes everything more annoying, right? They won the 20th and clinched it in the Derby. Horrible. Just this one feels like when they won their 19th with Conte, that we're kind of keeping pace, kind of. Big Derby coming up around in this time, March, right, where Allegri brings that up, and it's basically like you have to win the Derby and you have to hope they slip up. If not, you lose, it's over. I think everybody knows kind of that at this point. And Inter are at like a ridiculous rapid pace. Milan are at a better pace than they were, or right at a similar pace when they won the league title. Inter are they're just better, bro. Like it's just it's just annoying. It just is the reality of the situation. It just is. They've been that way for years. You have to give credit to them. Do I want to give credit? No, I don't, but I'm an objective person. I like to hold myself to an objective standard that if I see something or hear something, I'm going to just say what I think. So here comes Vitiello. A couple of comments, guys. 8th goal in the league for Leão. He goes on to say, I understand the whistles after this draw because the Milan fans want to win always, but a crucial moment of the season arrives in which we have to stick together. A draw is not good enough at home, and he knows it. I just, what can you say? Other comment here, Fabregas on Luka Modric. It's a pleasure to watch him play. I complimented him. 41 years of age, playing at this level. We tried to press him, go after him. He couldn't care less. We should thank him for being here with us in Serie A, and we can enjoy him. Just you just know that this team or club or squad is incapable of keeping pace week in, week out with the injuries that they have, style that they have. We know that. No. Not this decade, Ryder. And I know you misspoke on what you're saying. This century. They have 3 league titles this century. Since the year 2000, they have 3. Napoli's only one behind. Right? Okay. It's Inter and Juve. Inter and Juve have ran this century. Milan's only saving grace are the 2 Champions Leagues, which the other 2 can't fucking bother with. They have 2 combined the past 40 years. Really, the past 40 years, they have 2 combined. Domestically, Milan have been a disaster. In a moment in which Juventus are struggling, when Inter have financial struggles, Milan don't do the thing that ADL and Napoli do, where they're like, okay, resources, we go for it. There's always something with this club. There's always something slightly off. I mean, look at this poor kid Cisse, by the way, which we'll bring up. Catanzaro, winger, playing incredibly well all year in Serie B. Surgery, season-ending injury. The fuck, man? What the fuck, man? Listen. Yes, 20 years ago. I think we can move on already. Personally, Zuga, I get what you're saying. However, listen. Inter. If anyone here has seen The Wire, this is all I'll say about Inter regarding Calciopoli. If anyone has seen The Wire, season 2, okay? If you haven't watched The Wire, one of the greatest shows in television history, easily. Season 2, also one of the most underappreciated seasons in television history. Hear me out on this point. If you've seen it, if not, go and watch. And then you'll understand and be like, okay. Inter, somehow, the only top club in Serie A not to get caught like that in that scandal. Sure. And what ends up happening at season 2 of The Wire, the entire season, without spoiling anything, they're chasing these group of people that are operating illegally, right, in the channels. They know that they're committing these crimes, but they can't prove it. They kind of have an idea who of when, but when they get there to finally get the information that they want and need, guess what happens? It's gone. All the information is gone. All the evidence, it's gone. And that's all I'll say. It's all I'll say. I'm not alleging anything else. All I'm gonna say. I think we all agree that Jerry Cardinale and Redbird had to show us they have ambition instead of it just being all talk. We'll see. This is quite literally the summer for Jerry Cardinale to either shut the hell up or put up. For me, what we're seeing here, truthfully, is him being out of excuses, right? And to the point that Anthony LaFleur brings up here, I can just tell you this. When you refinance your loan and Elliott are no longer there, which are kind of alluding to the fact that they were the ones hindering things, right? We know summer of 2022 how Elliott did not invest. Redbird did not officially take over. Elliott knew this. Elliott was just like, hey, you have Charles to get the latte and your Champions League money. That's really it, right? All your Champions League money is going towards that. We're not giving you any more capital. That's what they told Maldini. That was the whole situation. We then go to the next summer. Redbird takes over. We see what happens, right? We see what goes down with no Maldini and then the Furlani. I can't help but think now that they had all of this at their disposal, where you're turning record revenues, you're likely to go back into the Champions League. Come on. Is this an anomaly? As an anomaly, no. I think this has been trending in that direction. If you look at the full scope, in my opinion, Inter squad has been aging. They've had financial difficulties, so they can't reinvest every year like they would like to. Their ownership in Oaktree is a private equity fund, very similar to what Redbird are doing and operating under, but their wage bill is still sky high. So them competing on all fronts does not surprise me. We then move to Juventus. Juventus and Milan operate in very similar ways. And that way is stupidity. I don't think they get it. I don't think either squad knows how to build a squad. I think also they both have good foundational pieces. Milan have their strong players. Juve have a couple of strong players. Obviously, Yield is highlighted. However, Juve have far more ambition and money. Milan don't. But Juve are stupid, so I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by Milan being the way that they are. Roma, I expect Roma to progress next season and keep progressing under Gasparini as long as he doesn't ruffle too many feathers. I can't not see him ruffling too many feathers, right? We go into Atalanta. They lost Gasparini. It's difficult. Como, we'll see how they deal with the financial fair play of things. Lazio can't fucking spend. Lazio can't do anything. Napoli, you're not playing once a week, and Conte is like when they split the atom for the first time, he is a ticking time bomb. And he's a fucking disaster in Europe, like always. So I have no sympathy towards Antonio Conte and the way things go with him. I don't think it's an anomaly. I think it's a trend. I think it's a thing that you could see coming from a mile away. Juve, Inter, and Milan. I mean, really, Milan and Juve need to get on Inter's page and level with terms of recruitment and squad building and managerial hires. I'm not a big fan of Kivu. What they did replacing in Simone Inzaghi with Kivu, seamless. Really respect that in terms of that. Adrian, thank you. That's a really, really generous thing of you. I greatly appreciate that. And thanks for the thumbs up. And but this is why I get more annoyed with Serie A, because they still have the most potential out of all these other clubs. I think there's more potential with La Liga than La Liga. I understand Real Madrid, Barcelona, they're guaranteed, right? Real Madrid bigger than any club in Italy. Barcelona, I don't think they're bigger than Juve, Milan, but that's a different story. I mean, Barca maybe because of the Champions League success, but largely pushed by Leo Messi. I digress. But the ability to do that when Milan and Inter now own the stadium and incoming revenue for them, the money is there. What they need to do is dominate in the league, develop in the league, make smart purchases, progressively continue to do well in the Champions League. There is potential there. Those clubs are too big. I think people still need to follow that ambition side of things. Juve, I'm still not overly convinced. Hiring Giorgio Chiellini, I think, was a good move for them in terms of the brand and the image. Comoli, I think he's fine for a CEO, but I think we all know the MO of Elkan and what the sporting director side is there. I don't think that they have top ones. They need to get top ones. Spalletti for now can help and manage. I think that's a huge boost for them. I think everyone will know that. And as far as like Milan goes, listen, CEO is extending. CEO's got to get out of the way. Straight up. Straight up. I have not seen an executive this destructive and not realize that it's him. And I really don't want to harp on him because I know from people in and around the club that he's a decent human being. He's a good man. And I don't agree with that premise of like attacking a guy like that. However, this guy has no fucking clue what he's doing. He has no goddamn clue. And that's the owner's fault for putting him in that position. It's him for not realizing how to adjust and make your mistakes. Be forgiven. I just, yeah. Well, we didn't lose Turam, but yeah. It's Inter realizing in the moment that like everything that they had been earning under that Zhang era, they put it back into the club. Whereas Milan, it's like, oh, I don't know, maybe it goes here, maybe it goes there. Do you guys want a new team bus? Do you want a new YouTube channel? Milan are literally that Ferrari in the garage. They still are to this day. And I'm not saying again, you guys know this from me. I don't want a 250 million euro war chest. I want better, bigger players this summer. I want guys guarantee you plug them in, you play. You're like, holy shit, that guy's a fucking baller. Should be a center back, two center backs, a striker. How many more top four is our goal seasons can we take? Listen, brother, I don't like it. I never fucking want to hear it. I understand why Allegri says it, right? You know me at this point or anyone else that's tuned in. My standards aren't forget top four, forget league title. My standard is win number 8. I don't have the Champions League logo around here. Win number 8. Number 8 should be the goal. So every move that you make from this moment on, right, or every move in general should be, how does this help us win Champions League number 8, right? Qualifying for top 4, it's imperative for clubs like this. The Serie A revenue sharing is nowhere near what the Premier League has. It's still not near other teams, right? Or other leagues, excuse me. What Milan need to do is realize that once you aim that high for goals, say you come up just short of them, you're still achieving something good. So you can't go wrong by aiming high. You're not going to crash and burn. That's the thing. And I don't believe this ownership, and we know it. Obviously, this is how private equity works. They're not here to help the club do that. They're not here to do great spending. And Jerry has mentioned it. He said it. What I need to see is an elevation in the spending. I'm not asking for Real Madrid's wage bill. I'm asking to be close to Inter's. Has to be. It's doable. Shouldn't be below Roma. Shouldn't be below Napoli. I understand it in the moments when you are financially constrained by FFP. You are no longer constrained by FFP. Okay? This is the problem. There's expectations and standards, right? Everybody has lowered the expectations because the standards at the club have been lowered. And it's the same thing. I'll keep beating the dead horse on and on again. We love our good guy, Kush. We love to check out his channel. He's got great information. Great guy. The content's top tier. He's the best of the best. But when comments like what Jerry was saying to Kush about how he's going to reinvest everything in Milan, what does that mean? What does that mean? Is there going to be a 60 million euro player signed soon? Are we going to increase the wage bill by 40% or whatever the figure could be? When is that moment, right? Like Bonucci was when he was signed. Just the moment, the seismic move that tells you, oh shit, Milan are back. Or Milan are serious. This is a team that is serious now. I understand the margins within Serie A. You can't just like pluck like the best players from here or there. I get that. I get that. What I'm asking for is one. Maybe two guys that are really good. How much would our budget be theoretically this summer if management wanted to be ambitious? So, dude, good question. Real quick, Mikael, they're not going to do that. Definitely not this summer. He'll renew. After that, who knows? Pulisic will play another season at Milan. I can almost confirm that. Here's the great question here. So, Sempre Milan does a great job. I always advise everyone to go over there, read their stuff. Ben Dixon does a great job. Ben, phenomenal job, Ben. I know you tune in from time to time. Does great writing for them. Isaac as well does a phenomenal job breaking down a lot of the stuff. If you really want to go and check out their Substack, I highly suggest it. They have great details on all of this. Like, truly, like, go and check it out. So Sempre Milan made out the graphic, and I made a video on it not too long ago. The budget can easily be over 100 million. It's going to be over 100 million. Sales with Chukwueze, Jimenez, probably the other Jimenez with Santi Jimenez, as well as like the Pobegas of the world, Lorenzo Colombos. We'll see what else happens with the other players. Musa, we'll see sale there. Nkunku possibly sold. Qualify for the Champions League. Maybe sell a defender. Getting close to 200 mil. If the ownership wants to put in a little bit more and just say, yeah, what's another 20, 30 million? If this player or whatever gets us over the line, let's go for it. Let's do that. Let's make that move. I think if you get a budget of 150 million, very doable with all the sales and qualifying for the Champions League. It's all doable, guys. Trust me when I say that. Close to it. Obviously, that involves sales of the Santi Jimenez's, right? There's wage relief. Guys, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ryder. Sell Musa would be another one. I'm saying he's returning, but you can't guarantee him as a sale right now because he's returning from that loan is kind of what I'm getting at. So sorry if I was confusing there. You're going to have over 100 million. And I broke it down in the video. And basically what I was trying to tell people, and I'll probably have Ali on or someone else about it. You go and do the 3 to 4 player idea. Get 3 or 4 players in. You don't do this 7 players. Nope. I think there's something within the squad that you could build off of. Add obviously more depth at the center back spot. Have to add more depth up top, playing more games next year. But man, it just you gotta step up. But that's over 40 minutes, guys. I hope I was entertaining enough by myself. I truly apologize. And I cannot stand how many times I say I think. That is bothering me. But I'm running out of words and juggling this shit. This is what is so annoying. So get your final comments in. And once I'm able to do that, then I'll be on my merry way and you guys can enjoy the rest of your evenings if you have not already. Goodness. A couple of Allegri comments, actually. Allegri on the red card. It's not loading. No, it's loading. Oh, well. Oh, well, oh, well, oh, well, oh, well. All right, guys. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. Ryder, Mikel, and again, Adrian with the donation. Thank you so much. Michael Frey, always good to see you. Carla, my man. While it's disappointing, I think it's important to reach and remember. I never want to shit on a message for that, but just don't forget we were second place the year before. But thank you guys for all the lovely comments. Thank you for all the lovely support. Podcast recording tomorrow. Be sure to stay tuned for that one. Shout out to Stinker for all of his thumbnails and graphics. Shout out to Santangelo. Unk doing well on Instagram. Guys, go and check out. Give us more comments on Jamaica. Shout out. And give us some comments on the past podcast with Marco. We are now uploading these post-match lives to the audio version because that had been requested by people on Twitter. So I'm trying to listen and help you guys out regarding that. But truthfully, thank you guys so much. Please go and check out Sempre Milan. Go and check out Milan Coast to Coast, Milan Zone, that Milan Weekly podcast, the MLM podcast with Max and Gino, me, Marcos content, excuse me. Obviously Kush is the best as well. It's just his videos are fantastic. I'm probably missing some other people, so I truly apologize for that. But thank you guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.